Today, I'm going to talk about a very interesting piece of hardware, the Xbox One S, which came out yesterday. I'm going to do an unboxing. This is my first time opening up the system, or opening up the box with the system in it, and actually looking at the box itself, too. That is how fresh and new this is. This is the 2 terabyte model. I held myself back from waiting, actually, because I was originally going to wait for the 500 gigabyte model, which launches at the end of the month. I thought this was a hat at first. I'm going to do a hat video where I make this into a hat. This is going to be a separate piece of art. Now, of course, this packing could also be used as a hat. Very small. Did not expect it to be this small, to be honest, even though it's the S model, the Slim, which, interestingly enough, on the actual packaging on the outside, there is no indication that this is the Xbox One S. It just says Xbox One everywhere. There's no S on the package that I'm aware of, which is interesting because at E3, Microsoft had such oh wow. Okay, so on the back, it does say Xbox One S, but the rest of the packaging does not indicate that this is the S model, which is interesting because Microsoft had such a pronounced focus on using that S moniker. It comes with a cool vertical stand. You can see the stand. This is the stand. And looks like the Xbox logo is at the bottom. Okay, I see. So there's a part on the bottom here, or the right side, where it can slide. The Xbox itself can slide right on to the vertical stand that is included. This is a very interesting 180 that they've kind of taken with this system. It looks way bigger than it actually is. I should get my original Xbox One for comparison. Here's my original Xbox One, which is a lot more scuffed up than this one. Obviously, it's day one launch edition from November 22nd, 2013. And you can kind of compare here's how tall the original Xbox One is compared to how tall this one is vertically, which you're not even supposed to stand the original one vertically at all. Here we've got it horizontally compared to the original, which horizontally it doesn't look too different, to be honest. On the back, we've got 2 USB super speeds, right there and right there. There's an infrared out. There's your audio optical Ethernet, and your HDMI in, HDMI out. They still kept that, which is kind of cool. People like that. And your power. Okay. Oh, the controller feels light, which is because it takes batteries. Yay, more AA's. Unless it came with a rechargeable one. Nope. So still no rechargeable battery on the Xbox One S controller, which is fucking insane. And they advertise a textured grip on the controller, but it does not feel like the Lumia, or not the Lumia. God, I got my Microsoft products mixed up. The Lunar controller, which I'll kind of bring that over for a bit of comparison. I don't even know if you could see the texture grip on this, but this is the Lunar controller that was exclusive to GameStop last year, and I think you can find it pretty much anywhere now, but that has a really defined textured grip, whereas this one, I don't even think you can see it if I hold it up to the camera. No, you can barely see it. It's all right. It's just not as good. But the controller itself is really pretty. I think I like the look better, but the way it's made isn't nearly as high quality as the Lunar, which is my favorite controller ever. Right. I don't have a Pro or an Elite controller to compare it to, but the HDMI cable it comes with looks like a regular HDMI cable. I'm sure it's HDMI 2.0, so I mean the only difference would be it would be able to handle 4K at 60 frames per second, which is not really something we'll have to worry about with the 1S. I doubt we'll even have to worry about that with Scorpio. Scorpio being Microsoft's next console, which was revealed for fall of next year. But thank God we don't have to deal with a power brick anymore. Look at this. Look at this. This is just a regular ass cable that I'm just sighing with relief because I hate that power brick. This is the power brick from the Xbox One. In case you were wondering, it's hideous and balky. It sits behind your TV menacingly. Okay, so let's see. There's a physical button rather than the touch component on the regular Xbox One, which I love. I don't love the original. I mean, I love this one. It makes the same noise when you hit eject. Doesn't feel like there's a lot of heat dissipating right now, but it does seem like they have a really good cooling system here. I like this textured ventilation. It's pretty nice. Which is seen kind of all around here, even though right here there's no vent, but the texture carries over, which is kind of neat. And God, that seems about it. It doesn't seem like it comes with anything else too interesting. There's a 14-day Xbox Live trial. I don't want people to see that because I'll probably just give it away. The warranty and regulatory and warranty guide. Definitely gonna keep that handy. Just in case there's another red ring. I think I accidentally pulled the cable out already. But that's about it. I'm going to hook up my capture card and edit some stuff in, showing off the software if there's any difference. Okay, so this is somehow actually working. Anyway, this is continuing from my last part where I unboxed the Xbox One S, and now I kind of want to go over the UI a little bit and some of the differences there. There are very few, but I would like to address them. Yesterday I tried to record this using an Elgato, and that's not working. So if you are out there and you use an Elgato, you might want to think, or any kind of capture card really, you might want to think twice about purchasing the Xbox One S. And it likely has something to do with the HDCP, the protection encryption that is unique to the Xbox One S, which is necessary for 4K and HDR. I don't have an HDR TV, as I might have mentioned before. The only differences here are video output, it looks like. So if you go here, you can change the display output to 4K. That seems to be the only, well, besides advanced video. So if you go to advanced video settings, you can now allow 4K or disable it altogether, in addition to 50 hertz and 24 hertz. I have no idea actually if 3D was there before. Maybe not. But HDR and 4K were not there before, so now you can allow HDR or disable it altogether. If you do have a 4K TV, there's 4K. I don't know if there was DVI support either before. That's something I'm not aware of, but 4K TV details are also in here, so it tells you a little bit more about your TV, your 4K TV. So here you find out that my TV does support 4K UHD at 60 hertz, which is a requirement, by the way. If you have a 4K TV but it runs at less than 60 hertz, which I can't imagine that being a thing at all, it won't work. But I'm pretty sure as long as you have an HDMI 2.0 cable, which does come with the Xbox One, as long as you're using that and you have HDMI 2.0 enabled. I went through a little bit of a scare yesterday because I had HDMI 2.0, or I had HDMI 1.4 as the default for some reason, and it was automatically detecting that, and I couldn't upscale to 4K. And that's one of the few reasons to buy this over the original Xbox One. So just keep that in mind, that you want HDMI 2.0 enabled and set as the default. You kind of want it forced, even if you're on like some kind of auto setting. My TV is on an automatic detection setting, and it for some reason automatically detected the Xbox One as being an HDMI 1.4 device. That's not the case. The difference is HDMI 2.0 supports 4K at 60 hertz and 1.4 does not. That seems to be the only difference here. They added some stuff when you first start up the Xbox. When you start the Xbox One for the first time, there's a new video intro, which is kind of neat, also annoying if your volume is up really loud, so make sure you keep that down when you first go through. The Blu-ray player seems to be the same. It's just enabling... oh wait, there was one more section I think in settings that was different, and that's if you go to disc and Blu-ray. Maybe not, no. There was another setting I saw yesterday, but this is all I can find right now. Yeah, so that's about it. That's the only real difference here on the Xbox One UI. I think they want to keep everything uniform with the original. I don't even know if they'll... I mean, with Universal Windows Platform, clearly Microsoft wants to keep everything one and the same. I'm sure even when Scorpio drops, it'll have the same UI. It'll just enable some kind of 4K native. So far, I haven't noticed any real difference in the 4K upscaling, but I haven't really delved into it too much. It's probably not noticeable. I'm sure if you have an HDR enabled TV, you will notice something a little more stark, but here I don't. So, and you'll only notice that with specific first-party games. So Forza Horizon 3 is the first game to support HDR. There's no game out there right now that can support the biggest distinctive feature on the Xbox One S. You would have thought they would have launched it alongside Forza Horizon 3, but no, we have to wait almost 2 months for that. Then once that drops, we'll be able to see what that's like. I won't, but you guys will. And that's it. Those are the only real differences between the Xbox One and the Xbox One S.